Welcome students to our Rosary online teaching. My name is Rupali Gaikwad and today I am going to teach 5th ICSE language and my today's topic is nouns and its types. Nouns. So nouns is a naming word. It means each and everything, each and every person, each and every place, each and every animal is called by some or the other name. So that is called as a noun. So noun is a naming word. Now for example, in a classroom, there are benches. So that name is given to a bench. There's a blackboard. So the blackboard is a name given to this thing. If a teacher is there, the teacher is name given to a person. Then for example, if I say that I'm going to the classroom. So classroom is again a place. So where the names are given and we are able to identify. Once we get the names, we are able to understand. So nouns is a naming word which we say. So we'll just go through the definition. A noun is a word used to name a person, place, animal or a thing. If you see in the example, you can see a girl there, there's a person, thing is there, Caesar. Then there's a place, like there's a house over there, and there's an abstract noun which we tell about the ideas. So here it is a noun used. Noun is a word used to name a person, place, animal or a thing. So this is about the noun. Now what we will do, we will just go through the types of noun. There are different types of noun. We'll just see which types of nouns are there. First we will learn about the proper noun. Proper noun. Now what exactly happens? Okay, the name is given to each and every person, place, animal or a thing. Proper noun is a name given to a specific person, specific place, specific animal or a specific thing. A particular name given, that is a proper noun. For example, in a whole class, there are 50 students sitting. I want to call only one child. I cannot say, girl please come here. If I say girl please come here, 20 girls will come, stand up and come to me. But I want only one girl. So if I take only one name, that Mercy please come here. So only one child is going to come over here. Not all the 20, all the 30 girls are going to come to me. But when I take a specific name of a specific person, only that person is going to come to me. Now for example, if I say I want a pen. If I say I want a Trimax pen. So that Trimax pen will only come to me. But if I say I want a pen, so I can get hundreds of pens, a different company's name. So whenever I am giving a specific name, if I say tomorrow, Thursday, my language period is there. So only on Thursday your language period is going to be there. So whenever I give a specific name, a specific person's name if I take, a specific thing's name I take, or then that particular thing is a proper noun. We'll just go through the slides and understand more. A proper noun is a name of a particular person, place or a thing. All proper nouns begin with a capital letter. So there's a rule that compulsory each and every proper noun starts with a capital letter. Now if you see your example, there are two babies, but the specific name is given to that baby, that is Ethan and Emma. So specific name is given. If I say baby, babies, it is common to them. But if I say Ethan, don't cry, or if I say Eman is sitting quietly, then accordingly the specific name has been taken over here. Now we will see more examples of the proper noun and we will try to understand which one is the proper noun and we will underline it. Let's go through the slide. Hello Jack, will you play with me? Now here Jack is a specific name of a person. That's why Jack is a proper noun. My cousin lives in Norway. Now here specific name of a place is given. My cousin lives in Norway. So Norway is a specific place. These bears are from China. Again a country name is here. So China is a proper noun. Albert Einstein was born in Germany. Now if you see in this example, there are two examples of proper noun. First, a specific name of a person, Albert Einstein, and where he was born, in which country he was born, Germany. So again Germany is a specific place. Next, I visited the Taj Mahal in India. Again here two proper nouns are there, Taj Mahal and India, that is a specific name of the place. Alex is a wonderful player. So here we are talking about a specific player. A specific, that is the Alex is a specific player we are talking about here. So Alex is a proper noun. Michel Clark is his mentor. So again here specific name of a person. He was born in England. Again in this sentence also there is a specific name of a place, that is England. He moved to Australia when he was young. Again specific name of a place. He plays for Kolkata in IPL. Now which match? A specific name of a match. IPL match. So IPL is again a proper noun. And Kolkata again is a name of a person. So whenever we tell about a specific name of a person, place, animal or a thing, that is a proper noun. Now we are going to see the next type of a noun, that is the common noun. So your proper noun is a specific name. And common noun is the common name. So the common name given to again name of any person, place, animal or a thing is called as a common noun. Now in the class if I say girls, so girls are the common noun. Boys is a common noun. If I say classroom, classroom is again a common noun. If I say house is again a common noun. So common name given to any place, animal, thing or a person is a common noun. If I say birds are flying, so again birds is a common name given to the birds. So birds is again a common noun. We'll go through the definition and try to understand more. A common noun is a name given in common to every person, place or thing of the same class or kind. Now your example is given, doctor. So if you see doctor here, doctor is a common noun given to a person. Fireman, artist. Then I can say here pencil, pen or chalk. Different names are there which are common given, the common name given. So these are the examples of the common noun. Now we will see more examples of common noun in a proper way and identify the common noun. First example, teachers teach in school. Now your teachers, specific name of a teacher is not mentioned or the specific name of the school is not mentioned. That's why your teachers and school is a common noun. Birds live on trees. Again, name of a bird, specific name of a bird is not. So birds is a common and trees is also common. If I mention here, birds live on banyan tree. I am giving a specific name of a tree, that is a banyan. In that case, it can be a proper noun. I love to read storybooks. If the name of the storybook is mentioned here, which one I like to read, then that can be a proper, but this one is a common noun. Sally's mother is a doctor. So again here, Sally's. So Sally's mother, if I say Sally's, that is a proper noun, but only mother if I say, it is a common noun, and doctor again is a common noun. These chocolates and cakes are so delicious. So again chocolates, if I write a name of a chocolate, specific chocolate, which one is delicious, that is going to be a proper. But here only chocolates and cakes. So here chocolates, cakes is a common noun. His friend accompanies him. Again here friend, name of the friend is not mentioned. So friend is a common noun. They talk about movies and celebrities. Again, name of a movie is not mentioned, so movies and celebrities is a common noun. Sydney is a city he lives in. Now here, the Sydney is mentioned, but we have not underlined because we are just finding out the common noun. Yes, Sydney can be a proper noun, but city is a common noun. He goes for a walk by the river every day. If I say it's only Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, in that case it's a specific day mentioned here. But it is mentioned here every day. Day is mentioned here. So day is a common noun. He has a house across the river. So here again house and river is a common noun. So these are the examples of common noun, and we have underlined the common nouns, and we have seen the common noun and the proper noun. So common name given to the person, place, animal, thing is a common noun, and the specific name given to the person, place, animal, thing is a proper noun. We'll see furthermore. Now here in our next slide we are going to see the proper and common noun together. Let's go through a slide. Now here if you see common noun, here it is about the painter. So painter is a common noun. The specific name of the painter, that's a Vincent van Gogh, he is a proper noun. Next we are going to see the picture where the state name is given. State is a common noun while the specific name of the state, that is Maharashtra, is the proper noun. Next picture we can see book. Book is a common noun. When I say a specific name of the book, that is a secret garden, that is a proper noun. Now next continent. Continent is a common. But when I talk about a specific continent, about the Europe or the ancient Asia continent, in that case it is a proper noun. Next picture is about the month. Even the month is a common, but the specific month, January, February, March, April, May, all this name of the months are the proper noun. Same goes for the days of the week. Day is a common noun, but if I say Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those particular names are the proper noun. So in this slide we have seen the common noun and the specific names also. So common and proper noun together we have seen in this slide. Now we are going to see the next type, that is a collective noun. Now collective noun, the name itself we understand it is a collection, it is a group, it is a collection or it is a group. So collective noun is a collection or a group of words. For example, if I say it's a family, my family means it is not a one member in a family. Family means grandparents, father, mother, daughter, sister, brother, sister, different people. So that comes as a family. If I say class, class is not of one child, one student. It is about many students, 10 students, 15 students, 20 students, different students. If I say team, if I make a group of teams, 4 teams in my class, so there will be 4 teams. In each and every team, there will be more than one person. So that particular thing is a team is again a collective noun. If I say a bouquet, so in bouquet there is not only one flower. That is one flower. If I am bringing one rose, it is not a bouquet. But I say bouquet, it means it is many flowers together and they form a bouquet. That is about the collective noun. So we'll just go through a slide and try to understand the definition and example about it. Collective noun is a name of a collection of person or things taken together and spoken of as one whole. So collection, it means it is a collection of person or things together. That is a collective noun. Now in the example if you see, there is a team. Team means it is not one person. You can see here there can be many people. There is a team. It can be a team of office, it can be a team of game or a cricket match, different ways, or a school team or a class team, different ways. A team is there, more than one person is a team, forming collection of a person over here. Army. Army is not one soldier again. Army is many people, many soldiers together form a group of army. Choir. Choir again is many people coming together and singing a song. That is a choir. One person singing is not a choir. Now, in our slides, we are going to see some examples of collective noun, where there are different types of collective nouns with the help of the person, animal and thing. We'll just see it, go through the slides and understand more about it. A flock of sheep, so it is more than one sheep. Herd of cattle, same here. Stud of horses, more than one horses. Gaggle of geese, litter of calves. Flock of birds, shoal of fish. A pack of wolves, a swarm of bees. A bunch of keys. Again, bunch of keys means it is not one key. Many keys bunched together, it is called a bunch of keys. Pile of clothes. Many clothes piled together, that is a pile of clothes. Collection of books. String of pearls. So normally if you wear a necklace, it is a string of pearls. Set of stamps. Galaxy of stars. Again, galaxy of stars, you can see that there are many stars, not one star. A pack of cards, an atlas of books. Again, an atlas is not one map in that. Atlas of books means many maps compiled together to make one book, that is called as an atlas book. A bouquet of flowers, a bunch of grapes. You are not going to a market and purchasing only one grape. You are purchasing a bunch of grapes, that is many grapes together, bunched together. Next we are going to see a crew of sailors, again more than one sailor. An army of soldiers, a band of musicians. So many people are forming a band of musicians where one person is playing a guitar, one is playing different instruments, one is singing. That is a band of musicians. A class of pupils. Again, a students sitting together in one class. It is a class. That is a pupils. A troupe of actors, a panel of judges, a gang of robbers. So this particular examples are the examples of collective noun. Now what we will do? We will see the examples more in a part of a sentence. Now here we have just seen as the collective noun examples, but now we are going to see in form of a sentence. We will just underline the collective noun words. First example, my maternal aunt bought me a pair of tennis shoes. Pair means it is more than one shoe, two shoes, that is a pair of tennis shoes. At the playground, you get to observe a colony of ants. Colony means not a one ant, there are many ants. You can see, observe many ants over there. That is called as a colony of ants. A pile of clothes was kept on the bed. So on the bed there are many clothes. That is a pile of clothes. There is a network of computers in Joseph's office. Network of computers means not only one computer is there, but in Joseph's office there are many computers. That is a network of computers. So network is a collective noun. Heaven will be filled with music from glorious bands of angels. So in the heaven again the bands of angels means there is not only one angel there in the heaven. There are many angels and there are bands of angels playing a music over there. Did you hear that gaggle of geese when it flew overhead? Again, a group of geese is called as a gaggle, which is a collective noun. A pride of lions stalked the weak zebra in anticipation of a quick and easy dinner. So again here a group of lions are called as a pride. A large litter of puppies, so many puppies together are called as a litter of puppies, was playing with the little children. People are amazing. Many students they get confused with people are amazing. People and person. Person means one. People means many. So don't get confused with that. Person means always one and people means many. The jury has made its decision. Jury means there are many people, many judges are there. They are sitting together and they are making a decision. So jury means many judges sitting together and doing the decision. These are the examples of collective noun. Now we are going to see the next type, that is the abstract noun. Now, abstract noun means it is a noun where we cannot see or we cannot touch, but we can feel it. That is the abstract noun. So, we will just go through the slide, understand the definition and the examples where we will understand about the abstract noun. Noun that refers to the feelings, qualities, actions that cannot be seen or touched are called abstract noun. Now, example in the box it is given here: honesty, happiness, love, sadness, truth. These particular words, some words like happiness, sadness, truth, joy, this particular words we cannot touch, we cannot feel it, we cannot go and see it. But here we can just feel the qualities of that particular words. We cannot go and manually go and touch that particular thing. We cannot go and touch the happiness. We can feel the happiness. So that is the abstract noun. So here it is, we cannot see or touch, but we can feel. That is called as the abstract noun. So we'll just see the examples of the abstract noun and understand more about it. Now first example, we have to get at the truth of the matter. Now truth, you cannot go and touch it. It is a game, it is a feeling, that is a truth. Mary isn't the type of a person who gossips. The person who is gossiping, that gossip person, you can touch it, but you cannot touch that gossip. People lost faith in banks. Again, faith cannot be touched or cannot be seen. She will defeat them. Defeat cannot be touched or seen. I was delighted at the news of her success. Success or a failure cannot be seen or cannot be touched. They laughed at my idea. Again, the idea cannot be touched or seen. Alex had a fear that he would fall down. So again, a fear cannot be touched or cannot be seen. She tried to restrain her anger. Again, anger, happiness, sadness cannot be touched or cannot be seen. Don't underestimate your own strength. Again, strength, you cannot touch or you cannot see the strength. Samuel has a good side and an evil side. So your good and evil side, both the sides are there, which cannot be touched or cannot be seen. So these are the examples of the abstract noun. So in abstract noun, we cannot see or we cannot touch, but we can feel the qualities about it. Now, next type we are going to see, that is the concrete noun. Now, concrete noun, we can say it is just an opposite of the abstract noun. In abstract noun, we cannot see or we cannot touch. But in concrete noun, we can see and we can touch it. So here we can say it is just an opposite of the abstract noun. So we'll just go through the slide and understand more about it. Noun which refers to people and to things exist physically and can be seen, touched, smelled, heard or tasted. That is the concrete noun. So here it is just an opposite of the abstract noun. Here we can see also, we can touch also, we can smell also, we can hear and we can taste also. Example here, building. We can see the building standing there and we can go and touch also manually that building. Bridge also we can go and touch it. Beach also we can go on the beach, we can touch the beach and we can enjoy there. So this particular examples, building, bridge and beach are the concrete noun which we can see, we can touch also. Now we are going to see more examples of the concrete noun and understand more about the concrete noun. The house at the end of the street belongs to Mark. Now here the example house. House we can see, we can touch, street also we can see, and the Mark is a person, that also we can belongs to Mark. So Mark also we can see is a person and we can go and touch the Mark. So this particular words are the concrete noun where we can see and we can touch. There is a snake. So if you see the snake, you can see the snake. You can go and touch also. Same case in the grass. So grass also you can touch and you can see. So the snake and grass here is the concrete noun. So there's a snake in the grass and I hear a rattling noise. Snake and grass, concrete noun. Where did I leave my book about little brown bats? So here again, book and bats I can see, I can touch, which is the concrete noun. For dinner, we had stick potatoes, salad and cookies for dessert. Now your dinner means manually I am having a dinner. So I can see that, I can touch the dinner, I can have it. What is in the dinner? Steak, potato, salad, cookies and dessert. All these things I can touch and I can eat it manually with the help of my hands. So here again this particular words are the concrete noun. Now concrete nouns can be of any type such as common noun, countable nouns, proper nouns, uncountable nouns, collective nouns and etc. So as I said, always concrete noun can be, this concrete noun can be a proper noun, common noun, collective noun, countable noun, uncountable. But it cannot be an abstract noun because it is always opposite of the abstract noun. Now we are going to see the next part about the countable and the uncountable noun. Let's go through the countable and uncountable noun. Countable noun, the name itself tells us that countable noun means which we can count manually. If I am having a chalk, so I am having one chalk, two chalk, three chalks where I am counting it, that is a countable noun. If I say, I want chocolate, please give me one chocolate, two chocolates, three chocolates, 100 chocolates, where I can count it manually, that is a countable noun. Let's go through the slide and see the definition. Things which can be counted are called countable nouns. Example here, first one, apples. I can see the apples, I can count the apples, that is the countable noun. House, same case with the house, I can count the house also, that in one lane there are 10 houses, 15 houses, 5 houses, so again house also I can count. Books, if I am having a books in my bag, I can count number of books are there in my bag, so books is also a countable noun. Now, we are going to see the examples of countable noun. I bought a book of neurology. So here a book of neurology means book I can count it. So it is a countable noun. The book has 269 pages in it. So pages also I can count. I can count it as a first page, second page, third page, fourth page, 10 pages, 20 pages, 269 pages. So pages can also be counted. It has 39 chapters in it. So 39 chapters, 10 chapters, 5 chapters. So in your unit test also the teacher gives you a syllabus where it is mentioned 5 chapters are there for the exam, 5 lessons are there. So accordingly it can be counted. So it is a countable noun. Each chapter covers 5 topics. So each chapter is having 5 topics or 10 topics. So again it can be counted. Alex has 4 pencils. So pencils can be also manually counted. He also has 3 erasers. So erasers can also be counted. He has a car. Car, bicycle, scooter can be counted. The car contains 4 seats. So it is having 4 seats, or the auto rickshaw is having 3 seats, or 6-seater rickshaws are there, or many big buses are there with 14-seater buses or 25 or whatever it is. So accordingly here seats can also be counted. He had a cat when he was young. So here the animal like cat and dog also can be counted. I have a phone, few books, a notepad, a table calendar and a computer on my desk. So again phone also I can count, books I can count, notepad I can count, table calendar I can count and a computer also I can count. So this is about the examples of the countable noun. Now we will see about the uncountable noun. Uncountable noun again is the opposite of the countable noun. So countable noun and uncountable noun. So uncountable noun means where I cannot count. Now for example, we will go through the slide and understand more about it. Things which cannot be counted are called countable nouns. So the things which I cannot count. For example, if I want to drink a tea, I will not say please give me 1 tea, 2 tea, 3 tea. I will say give me 1 cup of a tea, 2 cup of a tea, 1 glass of water. So where I am talking about 1 glass of water, not 1 water, 2 water. So I cannot count water, coffee, tea, juice. I cannot count. Whenever I want money, I am not going to say give me 1 money, 2 money. I am going to say give me 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. So here again money cannot be counted. So we will just go through the slide and understand the definition and example. Things which cannot be counted are called countable nouns. As I said, it cannot be counted. Example, water, money and coffee. So already I have explained you that water cannot be counted. If I want to drink water, I will say give me 1 glass of water. I will not say please 1 water, 2 water. No, because it cannot be counted. We will see more examples of it. There is no more water in the pond. So water is the uncountable noun. Please help yourself to some cheese. Cheese again cannot be counted. A slice of cheese it is. It is not a cheese. We cannot count 1 cheese or 2 cheese. Give me 1 slice of cheese. I need to find information about the Pulitzer Prize winners. Again information cannot be counted. You seem to have a high level of intelligence. Again intelligence cannot be counted. Please take good care of your equipment. Equipment again cannot be counted. Let's get rid of the garbage. Garbage I cannot say give me 1 garbage, 2 garbage. Garbage is again a pack of a garbage whatever you are going to throw it away. My mother uses real butter in the cakes she bakes. Again a slice of a butter. Butter, 1 butter. You will not say mama give me 1 butter, 2 butter. She will give a slice of butter. Most kids like milk but Joey hates it. Again milk cannot be counted. Most pottery is made of clay. Again clay cannot be counted. It is again in a mud of a clay is a mud. So accordingly it is uncountable now. 2 cups of coffee please. Now here I have mentioned 2 cups of coffee. I have not mentioned 2 coffee. So again coffee is the uncountable noun. So this is the examples of this. Now we will just see identify the nouns and its type. We will just go through the examples where the example is given and we have to pick out the nouns and try to identify its type. First one, Peter promised to tell the truth. Here Peter is the proper noun and truth is the abstract noun. Peter is the proper noun and truth is the abstract noun. Why truth is the abstract noun? Because we cannot touch it. Second example, Shyam thanked him for his kindness. Shyam here is a proper noun and kindness is the abstract noun.